Hey everyone. So we've got a fabulous review for you today. We're taking a look at the ENGWE L20 Step-Through bike, and we absolutely love this bike. We do have a discount code that we can offer you as well if you are interested in buying one, and we'll share more details of that later on in the video. Also, you can find the details in the description and in the pinned comment. But first of all, let's get on with the review of this fabulous L20. So this is the ENGWE L20 Step-Through bike, and it's in flamingo pink. I love the colour. Gary keeps saying it's red, but I think you can all agree that looks pink to me. Now, the great thing I love about this is I can literally step through onto it. I'm 5'2", so if I can easily get onto it, then so can anyone. Now, my knees are a bit dodgy, so I probably won't take it for a test drive for you with the camera as I'm holding it, but Gary will later. Now, the ENGWE L20 comes in 4 different colours, and this one obviously is flamingo pink, but they also do onyx black, snow white and avocado green. So they sound all beautiful. I really like this colour. You're adamant that it's red, aren't you?
Well, it doesn't come in red, so maybe it isn't red, but it looks red to me.
It's more of a reddy pink, I would say, but I really think this unusual colour is what really sold it to me in the first place.
Now, the bike, when it's delivered, comes in a box, and in that box you get obviously the bike and all the parts, the tools to put the bike together, so you don't need any of your own tools, and the instructions, which are really clear. Now, 2 of our sons, William and Oliver, built this bike. Took them just over an hour, and they put together a time lapse. Have a look at this.
Right, let's have a proper look at the bike. Gary's going to go over the specs with you.
Okay, right, so let's look at the specs and the parts of the bike. Let's start at the front. Now, 20-inch tyres, 4-inch wide fat tyres. They're great, really eat up any gravel. You've got a front carrying basket here. Now, what I like about the front carrying basket is it's not got big sides. So if you've got something that's slightly bigger than the basket, it will still take it. That's great. Obviously, you've got the front and back brakes, a little bell, and then here is the sort of display unit, which takes you through all the modes and all the levels that you'll be using. And we'll get onto that later. Now, the handlebars are really easy and really sort of ergonomic. What I love about them is this palm rest here, which really comfortable when you're riding. It's got a Shimano gear set, 7 gears. You go down the gears with your top thumb and up the gears with your bottom thumb. So it's really, really simple. You can all use this with just one hand. So suspension, one of the other things I like about this is the suspension is lockable. And it's lockable with this button here on the right hand side. Now, obviously they're locking it when you're on tarmac and unlocking it when you're on more undulating terrain. Next, we've got the seat. Very, very comfortable. I've used this for quite a few weeks now, and it's absolutely great. And it's really easily adjustable just by this lever here, up and down, and it makes it usable to all heights, from somebody who's 5'2" like Julia to somebody who's 6'2" like me. So next, let's come on to the battery. Now, the battery is seated behind the seat, and it looks like it might be difficult to get, but actually it's not. This lever here, flip it up, and that exposes the battery. I love this key, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but basically you turn the key around, that unlocks the battery and lifts it up, dead easy. So the bike comes with a really easy to use stand, which is super useful, and also this rear pannier here, which can take up to 25 kilos. Right, so let's talk speed then. This bike is limited by European law to 25 kilometers an hour with your assist on. Now that means it's legally compliant both in the UK and in the EU. Okay, the payload of this L20 is 120 kilograms. That's me plus some, not me plus some feathers, I might add, me plus some. And actually it's really useful. Bear in mind though, you have to take into consideration, if you've got 25 kilograms on the back, your payload reduces. Right, now let's talk security. This is a real game changer as far as I'm concerned. You can't turn the bike on unless you've got a key, which means if you've parked it up and you've locked it somewhere, you take away the key. If somebody wants to steal it, not only have they got to break it out of the lock, but they've also got to find a key that works. And I think that's really great. So now let's get on to the battery in terms of range. Now the range for this bike is a whopping 140 kilometers. Well, that's fantastic. You're not going to do much more than that in any one single ride. Obviously that changes depending on the weight of the rider and the terrain you go over, but that's made possible by this battery, which is a 250 watt, 50 newton meters of torque. Now that's a lot. It just numbers there, but what that means is somebody my size, this will propel them easily through all the levels. Now the bike itself weighs 32 kilograms, which as you can see is quite light. Now with the seat in this position, you saw earlier how Julia got on relatively easily. Now simply just pull that lever, lift it up, pull it again, and somebody like me who's 6'2" can get in and on it just as easily. So let's look at the display. First off, remember we need the key. So first off, turn on the key and then move up to the display. So on the display here, you've got 3 buttons. The top button turns it on and turns it off. The bottom buttons go up and down the levels of assist. Now in the display itself, you've got the level of the battery as in and the charge. You've got the speed. Obviously we're not doing any speed at the moment, and I did note said before it is limited to 25 kilometers an hour. And then below the speed you've got in brackets a 0. Now that 0 is the first of the 5 levels of assist. Now assist means that whilst you are pedaling, the battery and the motor assist you in pedaling. Now you go up and down. You'll see it changing there with this button, up this button, and down with that button. Obviously, if it's in 0, it's just you pedaling and there's no motor assistance. So just one more thing to mention. This bike has both front and rear lights. They're really good quality, strong LED lights, and the rear light also acts as a brake light. So let's take it out for a spin. It's a really good, strong 250 watt motor, which has got 50 newton meters of torque. Now what that means is that this bike effortlessly propels somebody my size up and down the roads with ease. And these big fat tyres on the front and back here really do make gravel an effortless place to ride. It's really, really simple. They just absorb all the bumps and all the rocks and stones. It's fantastic. Can tackle just about any terrain as well. I mean, this is a fairly flat gravel road, but I tell you something, it just takes it so easily. Nothing stops it. This thing is just so much fun.
Now, if like us, you are hooked on the ENGWE L20 and you want to buy one yourself, we have a discount code that you can use. Now, the discounts vary depending on the price of the bike, and it goes from €50 off right up to €200 off. The full details are in the description and in the first comment below that I've pinned. We really hope you've enjoyed this. We wouldn't do a review unless we really genuinely love a bike, would we?
Wouldn't. No.
We don't want to do any reviews for any products that we're not keen on. So you can guarantee if we've done a review that we genuinely love the product.
Yes.
And I'll tell you now, we love this bike. This one's my favourite.
It's fast becoming mine. I might have to fight you for this when we go out.
Well, I'm not going to get on the big one. So we've got another ENGWE bike, and if you do want to have a look at that review, you can. That tends to be Gary's bike. It's a bit of a beast for me, but this one, I absolutely love it, and it suits everybody of all shapes and sizes.
Great fun as well, considering it's a smaller bike and maybe a little bit less powerful. It's great fun.